then drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real? I contemplate about how I feel.
Here's a topic that I have wanted to talk about for a while now. It's probably gonna create some conflict, and it's something that I've been dealing with in terms of comments all the time. And this is the thing, I just don't give a fuck. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. Anyway, I have been receiving these weird ass like feedback comments, whatever you want to call it, from certain people in my TikTok, on my Instagram, and it's the whole theme around the two types of careers I have, or the two types of jobs I do. Now probably most maybe say that I can say OnlyFans doesn't necessarily, it's not a career. It's an easy job. It's an easy type of, that's a load of shit. Let me just put you in your place. No, you know what I mean? Like, it's bullshit, because that's very incorrect. You actually have to put the amount of women, especially that are actually doing it now, it is more competitive more than ever. So really, that's false. You've got to put work and effort into it. Always, like anything, like absolutely anything, there's always action required, and it's not just do whatever the fuck you want and people are gonna pay. Maybe to some people, definitely not in my experience. And I know people who have done it and they've had no motivation. They've never had the drive really to want to do it, but they've kind of done it because they heard the same type of stigma, which is you can make a lot of money off it, and they didn't make that much money off it in the first place, and they gave up. So I feel like the two topics around, like, you're doing OnlyFans and you're like a life coach, a mindset coach, whatever I am. I don't even like to label it. I just like to help people, guide people. And the most common thing that I get, there's two. One of them is people are never going to take you seriously. And the second comment that I get is, how can you be doing both? So I want to answer these. And the reason why I'm making this video, it's to hopefully open your awareness more. It's not to grant me anything. I'm not here to persuade you, because to be honest, I don't need to, because, and this is what I'm going to explain, I don't rely on other people's opinions on how I live my life and the choices that I make and how I feel. And I think for a long time in my life I did do that. So it's not the right way to go, but I have completely shifted. And you know, the type of comments, I feel like you get all sorts of comments wherever you, especially TikTok is very negative, but for this type of work and for both of them, it's funny that these are the common things that I get told. And I think I wanted to hopefully shed some awareness around, hopefully open your mind a little bit more, and maybe listening to my perspective, maybe if you are someone that does have that type of mindset, that you can at least be open-minded. Just come here with an open mind. That's like with all the videos I say, like, things aren't going to resonate with you, and we all have our own opinions. We all think so uniquely. We all have our own way of perceiving the world, perceiving certain things. That's why we have our own opinions. There is no right or wrong. And I think when I look at TikTok and the way people talk and shit like that, and how they have so fiercely this like big fucking opinion, and they think it's like the correct opinion. It's like, it's an opinion, but it's not truth. Do you know what I mean? There's no truth to an opinion. It's just an opinion. It's your perception. It's the way you perceive things. So without further ado, I'm going to answer those two questions. Oh my god, what were they? I don't even remember. No, I'm kidding. So the first question was, or the first thing was, people are never going to take you seriously. Now I get this all the fucking time. And you know what? I was really scared about that at the beginning. Only because I didn't have... There was like a part of me where I still didn't feel like I was good enough in a way to be able to, I guess, do those two things. Like I guess maybe I fell under that category too. Or I was like maybe somewhere in my mind where I wasn't really feeling good enough. Like, who am I to be like, oh, who the fuck cares? I can do both. Does that make sense? Anyway, my jaw really hurts. It's like, I feel like the universe is just like, or someone, my guides are like trying to nudge me for something. I don't know. But here's why. I'm all about breaking the rules. Like, I'm all about breaking what our society has taught us, and thinking that things are perceived a certain way through majority of people, humans. And I'm like, I'm in here to fuck shit up. Like, that's what I feel like. I've been put on this earth to literally get people to question things. I've done a lot of things in my life that people are like, what the fuck? You know, they always people are like, I would never pick you to do something like that. And it's like, well, exactly. But now and this is the thing, with anything you do in life, you shouldn't do it to, I guess, have to get someone's approval. That's just trauma right there. So for me to want to do OnlyFans and be this great mentor, like, oh my god, what are people going to think about me? Like, who cares? I could be doing anything else. Like it doesn't matter. But regardless, even if it wasn't OnlyFans, if it was anything in life, if you genuinely are worried about people not taking you seriously, then you're never going to be taken seriously. If you can't take yourself seriously, then how are you expecting other people to take you seriously? That's just like anything in life. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to expect someone else to love you? So I've learned, and I've done a lot of work on myself, so that I'm very proud to say that I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Sorry for my swearing. I don't care if people don't take me seriously, because then that's just their unlimited mind. It's on them. Because the right people will take me seriously. The right people will resonate with what I actually have to say, and will see me for who I am, and see that, oh, well, she actually has a lot of powerful things to say. I'm just laughing at myself because, like, I can't take myself, this is more of like a serious episode, and I can't take myself seriously. So it's so fucking simple, right? If you care what anyone thinks about you, then you're gonna be one of those people that are gonna make decisions and based on what other people think, and you're not gonna fully be happy and live a happy life. And take this from someone who literally wanted approval from everyone, wanted to be seen for me, but was also like really scared of doing anything, and like played it safe because, right, that's what we're taught in society. And yeah, I just don't give a fuck now if people don't take me seriously. And that's the thing, it just goes to show that they're very limited minded. They've got a very limited mind if they think that OnlyFans is just as easy as that. I mean, I love my body. Like, I don't need to even be saying this, but people always say, oh, you do OnlyFans, like, why? And I'm like, well, I love my body. I love expressing that. And this is the thing, I feel like this also is kind of tiptoeing around the topic of like, sex is bad, or like that awkwardness of having, like, talking about sex, and we need to normalize it more because we all have sex, right? Like, who cares? Yeah, you know. And if you, like, obviously filming's a very different ballgame, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's way deeper than just OnlyFans, strippers, you know what I mean? It's a big, deep rooted stigma thing that we've been, I guess, thinking, and the human race has, or society I should say, has made it certain things normal and not normal. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I don't really like talking about these type of subjects because it's like, it can be very, well, that one in particular, because I don't like to feel like I know everything. Obviously I don't, but like, I'm trying to keep it as neutral as possible. But anyway, but I do know, I have noticed, like, when I did get into OnlyFans, sex industry, whatever, it's like, I remember thinking, why is there so much shame around like women showing their breasts like on social media, but it's like okay for a guy to walk around, you know, basically nude, I should say. Like this TikTok that I saw, this guy was shirtless, and I'm thinking, wow, I can't even wear a top. Like if you see the top that I'm wearing on my YouTube, it's like that, the V cut, where you can, you know, you can't see my tits. Like obviously you can, I can't even explain it. Anyway, I'm not showing like full on showing cleavage, but they're there, is pretty much what I'll say. And I got banned, and like I remember looking at his TikTok live and how he was, you know, just walking around with a shirtless top, yeah, with his shirt off and short shorts and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I got banned in a jumper and short shorts, or they weren't short shorts, they were normal shorts. And yeah, fuck that. That kind of made me a little annoyed, but anyway. So I think just the whole topic around sex, it's like, we're so, you know, we don't like to talk about it. So it's like money. It's literally like money. We're so uncomfortable talking about money. It's like, yeah, because there's all these like beliefs, these like paradigms, the way of thinking around money. The same thing with sex. Okay, so that's the first thing that I kind of answered. The second one, what was the second one? It was, how can I be doing both? Very simple. It's very simple. I just delegate some time with OnlyFans and some time with my life coaching. But honestly, it's not that fucking hard. But I think obviously the question they were asking is like, how can you be doing both? Meaning like, because they're so very different. And do you know what? It's just, again, I don't give a fuck, because why, like, I hate following the crowd, and this is speaking as someone who only followed the crowd when I was younger, because I knew I was different, but I was too scared to really show like who I was. So I would always just like hide in the background and do what everyone else was doing. I guess OnlyFans, everyone's doing that. I was very late to that, but anyway, and so now that I feel like I'm triggering people in a way of like, you know, them saying they're questioning, or they're even commenting, even if they don't agree, they're still like, it still affects them in some way. It's still talked about. It's still a topic, a conversation, and that makes me quite happy, because even if it's negative or if it's like putting me down, it's like, well, we're talking about the subject, because it's really important that we're shedding light to it. It's like, who cares? Like, there's actually no really, when you think about it. Someone who's a sex worker to someone who's a life coach, i.e. obviously me, I'm the same person. The same kind of task involved, meaning responsibilities, like having to make content like I do. I'm making content now for my business and doing all that stuff. It's the same thing. So we just have this really weird, fucked up way of thinking they're so very different. I mean, you will probably disagree with me with that, but I just don't like to look things too deeply. I feel like we're so ignorant in thinking like we know everything, but it's just like, because we're those type of people that have gone with the crowd and thinking that this is how something is, when there's like people that are starting to do stuff very differently, and people are questioning it. And that's what I like. I like when people question it, or people have bad mouthing it, because it's like, at least it's becoming a topic to talk about, and eventually people will start to slowly open their minds up. Hopefully, not everyone will, but people will start to open up their minds to like, maybe I don't have to be that person in the crowd as well. Maybe I can go ahead and do my own thing too. And I feel like with me doing these two different types of work, yes, I get that they're different, but we need to stop. I was going to say something and I'm steering the direction. So the first thing I'm going to say is like, we need to stop putting down that type of sex work, because it's like, well, if that person wants to do it and they're using their body as a, I guess, creative tool, and I've seen really beautiful women embodying their feminine like energy with specifically, what is it, like the pole stripping, it's not stripping obviously, it's like pole dancing and doing all of that stuff, and they're wearing next to nothing, and like that's obviously not the point. It's the fact that like slowly we're breaking down that it's like, well, our bodies are also our creative side to us. Like we're blessed with breasts, we're blessed with a pussy. I was gonna say, I think vagina's not the thing. We're blessed with these body parts. So if a guy can, you know, quite willingly show it off, then why can't females? Oh, I just had a mental picture. I get a lot of DMs with guys showing their bits, and they're proud of it. They're proud of it. I would love to see more women go, hello, but yet we're frowned upon doing that. We're frowned upon showing our titties, but when a guy shows off his penis, it's like, that's big. Like that's, you know, that's, and I feel like because the females don't, I guess, oh, this is gonna create so much. I don't even know if I should talk about this. Oh, this created spark last time with someone that I talked about it with. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. Anywho, what was the second part? See, and now I forget. This is where I have ADHD, undiagnosed, but I'm getting tested. So, yes, I've completely forgot what second part is, and I'm recording, so I can't even stop and go over it. Maybe I will. Oh yes, I do remember now. So the other thing was that me being able to do those two different things that aren't frowned upon. Like I can do it. You know what I mean? Like there's no shame. For me anyway. I'm hoping that this will, I guess, encourage others to not go with the crowd and to be able to have enough, I said this, courage to go and do their own thing, because you know that's what I'm here for. I know that. I know I'm here to really fuck up the system. Do something that's not like the norm. But like I say this with a lot of love, because if you are that person, like no hate or anything, because I used to be that person real bad, and I'm so glad that I'm not, and I've done the work. But at the end of the day, I think the main thing is to not give a shit on what other people think and stop relying on other people's opinions, because again, they're just their opinions. And the thing is that most of us are so worried. We sit here thinking that someone's judging us when they're more worried about, they're more focused on people judging them. Does that make sense? And then you've got people that are projectors, where they just project their insecurities onto other people, which is like TikTok is a prime example. You see a lot of hate on TikTok. It's like, you can see, I look at these comments and I'm like, they're literally shouting out for help in a way, because they're projecting their insecurities, things that they've buried, things that they don't want to deal with. They're obviously expressing it through judging, criticizing, bullying, putting people down, because it's so much easier to do that than to actually deal with your own shit, really. Am I right, or am I right? So those were pretty much the questions. There were heaps of other ones, but the main thing was like not getting taken seriously. And I just wanted you, if you're listening to this or if you're watching this, please, I hope you take from this that other people's opinions is so irrelevant to your life. And the more that we we pay attention and we rely on other people's, we're so like in that fear of what other people think about us, then the less we're going to be able to step into our own power, make our own decisions, live the life that we want, because we're always going to be doing things that other people don't like. Always. We're not going to be able to please every single person on this planet. It's never going to happen. So why not do the work that, do what you need to do so that you feel so secure in yourself and what you're doing, that when you feel so grounded and you feel so content in that place, you're able to start making decisions, start living a life that's fulfilling to you. And what will happen is that people around you will see that you're doing that and will want to catch on to that, and you will give other people permission to do that too. And it's just like a ripple effect. And we need people like you to do that work so that you can be a support system and help shift the human race, right? To help shift the way that society thinks, is because it's a little fucked up, let's be honest. So I hope this video has in any way, shape or form helped you. I did want to finish off with a couple of really exciting announcements. I have one-on-one coaching if you want help. It is a 60-minute session. I have a high vibe Facebook group, which is my all-time favorite. High vibe Facebook group, which I've recently changed the name of, and I'll be going live every week, each week in that group as well, with new topics like this one. And I will be launching a webinar called Live Your Purpose very soon, so keep an eye out on the details for that. Otherwise, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.